Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica, and the second episode on D, Director's Cut for the 3DO, which is closing out Season 4, the Oddity Obscura. We're going to be taking a look at the second half of D and playing through the game all the way up to the ending. We don't want to spoil the ending for you because we really do want you to go and play this game. That's the entire point of the episode, is that you should check this out if you never have, but we will be showing you a little bit more of what's going on and talking more about the history of D itself. So, as you can see, Laura did survive that Indiana Jones boulder rolling down the stairs, and we are in the second portion of the game, further into that castle. I'd say in the second stage of the game, the puzzles get a little bit more complex or difficult to solve, but what it really is, there are more steps that you need to go through to reach the solution to that puzzle. So it is a little bit more in-depth, but it doesn't make the game any harder. And I would say that this game is not hard in the least, minus that time limit. Now, if you were really stuck in 1995, you could not just use the internet and look the solution up. So you could technically lose the game by not knowing what to do, but by basic trial and error, you're definitely going to be able to solve the puzzles. Now, these little beetles here give you more of the background story of who Laura is. I'll let you watch it. We'll come back and we'll talk about it after it's done. As you can see there, someone's definitely going to get stuck with a knife, and soon. So there are 4 beetles within D that you can find to access some backstory components to the game. And those FMVs are some of the things that Kenji Eno did sneak in when he delivered the fake version of D to the replication factory. If you were able to collect all 4 of those little scarab beetles, you unlock a hidden ending that is a preview for the M2 version of D2. Now, I played this game through a lot of times, and I only ever find 3 of the 4 beetles. They move around in the game. There's different places that you can find them, but I have never once found all 4. It's possible. I've seen other playthroughs where it happens, but the rumor is that the game is coded in a way in which it is possible in a playthrough that you can't access all 4 beetles. It's just kind of a random number generator, luck of the draw. You may not get it. And that was kind of for replay value because the game takes under 2 hours to complete. But with the magic of the internet, you can definitely look at those videos and that hidden ending. I have them up on my channel from months ago from our first season. But there is some hidden lore by finding those beetles. So when this game came out, it was a commercial and critical hit in Japan. This game has sold over 1 million copies in its initial run when it came out for the 3DO and was then ported over to the PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn. It also had a PC release as well that was quite popular. This game ended up going to the #1 spot in Japan on the Saturn charts when it came out. So the oddest thing to me is that this game was a huge hit. Everyone loved it. It sold a lot of copies. Yet now when people look back on it, they think that it's just too antiquated to enjoy. Which to me makes no sense because I feel like these games hold up quite well. Granted, the video quality is a low bit rate. We're looking at standard definition footage compressed to fit on a CD. So of course, technologically, it is going to be lacking something that we get in today's current games. But from a storyline element and from an actual creativity standpoint, this is a forefather of so many amazing experiences that would follow it. It's really weird that we don't celebrate this game more, but we actually shun it. And that to me is the oddest thing about D, and why I wanted to feature it here is that I wanted to advocate and make the point that this is a game that everyone should experience. Granted, it's not on the level of something like Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island or Sonic the Hedgehog 2, those seminal games that every person who's interested in retro gaming should touch on because they're part of the foundational history of games. This is like a tier 2 experience. But just like Myst was important to show us that there is ways to look at worlds that were 3D, not just 2D, this game shows us how storyline could be incorporated in a way that made an experience a lot more engrossing and in-depth compared to what we had before. But what I'm going to let you do is I'm going to let you watch the rest of the gameplay here. I will come back and close the video out, let you know what guys are going to be doing for the next season. Otherwise, enjoy some gameplay, and I'll be back in a couple minutes to talk a little bit more about D and wrap everything up for you. Like I foreshadowed before, somebody was definitely going to be catching that knife. But that is D. It's one of those seminal classic horror games that I think everyone should go out and definitely play. It's super easy to find. You can get this on PlayStation or Saturn for under $10. 3DO is going to cost you a little bit more. It's going to be in like the $50 to $100 range depending on what version you get. You can, I think, even download this on Steam. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure I heard a rumor that that was on there. But whatever version you play, it's absolutely 100% worth it. I do love this little stained glass window here with what looks like Dracula or a vampire on the bottom. Definitely get a little bit of that Dracula flair. But as far as why this is on the Oddity Obscura, as I mentioned earlier, this is a game that just got forgotten by time. It was so huge when it came out, and now it's just a little tiny footnote in the history of gaming, and I think it deserves a little bit better than that. But I absolutely think you should 100% go out, pick it up, and play it yourself. Hopefully I haven't given away too many of the story elements while we've been playing it, so there is still a little bit of meat in there for you guys to experience. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. If you could do us a huge favor, go down below and hit that like and subscribe button. We hope you enjoyed the entire Oddity Obscura season, and we will be back next Tuesday with a brand new season. It's going to be featuring a hardware platform. If you haven't noticed, odd number seasons are on hardware, and even number seasons are on ideas. So we're going to be going back to a hardware season. But don't worry, after Season 5, we do have a plan for Season 6. And as long as you guys keep watching, liking, and subscribing, we will continue to make this content. Otherwise, you can catch us on Instagram at Chicago Game Collector. But thanks so much for watching the season, and we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday for some more great content. Bye-bye.